In the world of Norse mythology, Mjölnir is the name everyone knows. The hammer of thunder, the weapon of gods, the symbol of divine strength. But Mjölnir was not the only treasure forged in the fires of myth. Behind the shining hammer lies a pantheon of artifacts, strange, powerful, and often forgotten, each with stories darker, older, and more mysterious than Thor's famous weapon. These were the tools of gods and monsters, born from magic and dwarven fire, each holding secrets that could shape worlds. Today, we uncover the hidden relics of the Norse cosmos, 5 obscure magic items beyond Mjölnir. They say power always comes with a price, and in the 9 realms, nothing was forged without sacrifice. Deep beneath the roots of Yggdrasil, where molten rivers glow like blood, the dwarves of Nidavellir shaped wonders that defied time. Among their first creations was a ship, a vessel that could carry the gods across worlds. Its name was Skidbladnir, and it belonged to Freyr, the god of fertility, peace, and sunlight. But this was no ordinary ship. Crafted from the finest threads of light and wind, Skidbladnir could summon favorable winds wherever it sailed, gliding effortlessly across sea and sky alike. When its voyage ended, it could be folded like cloth and placed in a pocket. Skidbladnir represented harmony, a perfect balance between order and chaos, a reminder that true strength was not always in battle, but in mastery of creation. Yet behind its beauty was a subtle warning. Even the gods depended on dwarven hands to build their legends. Freyr, who owned this masterpiece, would later trade it, along with his sword, for love, a choice that would cost him dearly at Ragnarok. Skidbladnir's sails may be gone, but its story remains a quiet echo of how power can be both gift and burden. A ship that could fold into nothing, a symbol of what the gods themselves were, vast and mighty, yet always on the brink of vanishing. From light we descend into darkness. Deep in the cold shadow of the mountains lay Draupnir, Odin's ring of infinite creation. It was said that every 9th night, 8 new rings of equal beauty would drip from it, multiplying endlessly. A symbol of abundance, wealth, and the eternal cycle of life, Draupnir represented Odin's mastery over fate. But like all his treasures, it came with sorrow. The dwarves Brokr and Eitri forged it along with Mjölnir in a contest of pride. When it was placed in Odin's hands, it became more than ornament. It became a bridge between life and death. In the sagas, Odin placed Draupnir on the funeral pyre of his son, Baldur. The Ring of Life went with the god of light into the underworld, a tragic offering to death itself. Some say the ring's endless replication symbolized grief that multiplies, never truly dying. Others believed Draupnir was a tool of resurrection, an object that defied the limits of mortality. Whatever truth it carried, Draupnir was more than gold. It was the heartbeat of divine loss, still echoing in the halls of the dead. But there were other treasures that shaped destiny itself. In the vaults of Asgard rested a horn, radiant and terrible, Gjallarhorn, the horn of Heimdall. It was said that when the end of days came, the watchmen of the gods would blow it, and its sound would echo through all 9 realms, summoning gods and monsters alike to the battlefield of Ragnarok. Gjallarhorn was not a mere instrument. It was the voice of prophecy. Its sound was destiny itself, an alarm that not only warned but created the apocalypse. In every age, the horn waited, silent but aware. Some say Heimdall has already lifted it to his lips more than once, not to sound it, but to test if the time is near. Each breath through it shakes the roots of Yggdrasil a little more. To hold Gjallarhorn was to hold the end of the world in your hands, and the knowledge that someday the sound of your breath will end all things. That is why Heimdall alone was trusted with it. Because to awaken the end, one must first see it coming. Yet not all relics belong to gods. Some were born in the hands of tricksters. Among them was Gleipnir, the unbreakable chain forged to bind Fenrir, the monstrous wolf fated to devour Odin. The gods tried to bind Fenrir with iron and stone, but he shattered each attempt with ease. So they turned to the dwarves once more, and the dwarves wove Gleipnir from 6 impossible things: the sound of a cat's footsteps, the beard of a woman, the roots of a mountain, the breath of a fish, the spittle of a bird, and the sinews of a bear. When it was finished, Gleipnir looked soft, like silk, but no force in existence could break it. The gods tricked Fenrir into testing it, and when he realized the deception, his rage shook the heavens. He bit Tyr's hand clean off in fury, but Gleipnir held. It would not fail until Ragnarok itself, when Fenrir breaks free and the sky burns red with vengeance. Gleipnir is the quiet terror of control, a reminder that even gods must resort to lies to maintain order, and that all bonds, no matter how strong, are only temporary. The final relic is perhaps the strangest of all, Gullinbursti, the golden boar. Created by the same dwarves who forged Mjölnir, this creature was made from the bristles of living gold and powered by pure light. It could run through air and water faster than any horse, and its glow lit the darkest nights. It was given to Freyr, the same god who owned Skidbladnir, a reward for his wisdom and peacekeeping. Gullinbursti was more than a mount. It was a symbol of divine resilience, of light that never dies. Even when the gods fell, the stories say, the boar's light would lead them home. Every one of these relics carried more than power. They carried lessons. Skidbladnir taught that creation could be greater than destruction. Draupnir showed that even immortals feel loss. Gjallarhorn warned that prophecy is both burden and weapon. Gleipnir proved that strength often hides in silence. And Gullinbursti reminded the gods that light endures, even through chaos. Mjölnir may be the most famous, but it was only one voice in a greater symphony of myth, each artifact part of the same eternal truth. That power alone cannot save anyone. It only delays the inevitable. These relics, once wielded by gods, now rest in the echoes of time. But if the sagas hold even a fragment of truth, perhaps they are not gone, only waiting. Hidden beneath mountains, deep within the ocean, or in the roots of Yggdrasil itself, their power might still hum in silence, waiting for hands bold enough to seek them. And maybe, just maybe, that's why the stories were told. Not to glorify gods, but to warn those who would walk their path. History isn't just in the past. It's alive in the stories we choose to remember. If you enjoyed this journey, hit the like button, leave a comment with the legend you'd want to see next, and subscribe so you never miss the next chapter of the past.